High-tech business, high-tech jobs, could they be the key to our productivity puzzle? For decades, New Zealand's been slipping behind other OECD countries, despite New Zealanders working more hours than most, and even the OECD doesn't know why. The Productivity Commission was set up to fix this. Its chairman is Murray Sherwin, and he joins us now from Wellington. Murray, good morning to you.
Good morning, Duncan.
What do we do? Because I see that report that came out. We're working 15% harder, we're producing 20% less. The marine industry is obviously the answer to this sort of thing. What do we do?
Well, there's no single answer, as always. This is a long, slow process of sliding behind, the rest of the world. And the work that we've been doing is to try to understand first the numbers, just understand, where we have strength, where we have weaknesses, and the nature of the processes which underlie this productivity conundrum, before we can get to a position of suggesting how to make do and how to improve. But clearly, high quality people working in high quality industries that are really competitive and leading the world is how you get to higher productivity, higher incomes and better well-being for New Zealanders. And
that's all very true, isn't it? Because we have so many logs that we cut out of the forest, we send down to the wharves and they sit there, yet we have this industry as well. How do we change our economy and our country so there's more of the high-tech marine industry and core builders, 10 of them rather than just one of them in Warkworth, and less of the logs?
Yeah. Well, there's a nice analogy actually with the America's Cup, isn't there? I mean, it starts with big visions, very strong leadership, and we saw that in all of the teams. And this America's Cup has sort of transformed yachting, I think, for the future. It starts with really strong leadership within the syndicates. But this whole process of continuous improvement, adding technology, being smarter about how we go about doing the job. And we saw, the real power of competition to drive better outcome. And, when you're a small, distant economy, that competition can be a challenge. But, growth pops up around areas where we have built some expertise. And your earlier discussions were about, those pockets of expertise that can grow into much bigger things.
So how do you harness this then? Because there's been so much success out of San Francisco, that $36 million will come back in spades, no doubt, through the industry. How do you harness it and make it better? You heard Tim earlier on talking about Asia. There's billions of dollars worth of orders sitting in Asia that we need to tap into. How do we somehow tap into that market and not lose momentum?
Well, strong, competitive business leaders need to get out and make the sales and continue to develop their products and put them into the marketplace. There's no easy path through this. It's smart people doing the right things and selling the right sorts of products and continually improving their products to make them more effective.
Be pretty crucial that New Zealand goes again in terms of another challenge, I would have thought, given if we want to stay on people's radar, we need to still be racing this America's Cup, don't we?
I'm in no position to make that judgment, but this is an area which I think is a potential hub of activity. There's no reason why we need to have, for instance, a film industry in New Zealand, except that Peter Jackson had the vision and the drive and the determination to make it work. It's, we could be the same in the marine industry, and it could, as your former speaker was saying, go well beyond marine. It's technology that can be applied elsewhere, and you build these hubs and you have the skills agglomerating around them and then beginning to push out into other areas where new learnings can be applied in different processes and technologies.
Good on you, Murray. I appreciate your time this morning. Murray Sherwin, Chairman of the Productivity Commission. Thanks for your time.